So today we're going to be talking about instant revenue versus instant relationships. Now, I just had an amazing interview with a mentor of mine, Martin Wales, who's going to be on next week's episode of Burning the Boats. And we had an amazing conversation in terms of how people should be approaching their marketing. And it seems like, unfortunately, many people are focusing on the instant gratification of things, right? Like we're very, we put something in, we want the result right away. And in a digital world, with Facebook ads and online marketing and sales funnels and tracking, it's very easy to see how things are what is happening in real time. But the thing you got to keep in mind too is that while yes, we are running a business, right, we can't forget about our customers. And so today we're going to talk about that delicate balance between revenue and actually building a relationship with your customers, because ultimately what you want is a long-term business rather than a quick, in and out type of business that leaves your customer kind of feeling a little dirty for doing business with you. So let's talk about that real quick. Now, in my 5 years of building online businesses and going through sales funnels, I've gone through my share of sales funnel that has offer after offer after offer. I'm talking about here's a tripwire, here's an order bump, here's an upsell, here's a downsell, here's a cross sell, here is et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And while sure, those funnels do make a lot of money relatively fast, it's not necessarily the right feeling you want to have, because every time I've gone through a funnel like that, I always end up being confused in terms of what I actually just bought, and also a little dirty because I'm just like, wow, they just took a bunch of money from me. I don't really know how this is helping me. And it's an interesting thought, because I know that I put my money towards it, and I did see some kind of value to it. By the end of it, I'm just like, oh man, and so this idea comes from, if we look at the big brands, like if we look at like McDonald's and Disney and things of that nature, right? We typically see that you can go to McDonald's and for $5 have a meal, right? $5 have a meal. Okay. And the way they make their money is, hey, would you like to supersize that, or would you like to make that into a medium, a large, whatever, right? That's kind of where they make their money, not necessarily on the burgers, but on everything else. Okay. Disney, they get you on a $12, a month membership, right? But even their parks, their most profitable asset, right? You pay for the park, which does cost an arm and a leg, but then behind the scenes, it's the food, it's the annual pass, it's the fast pass, it's all that kind of stuff, right? So when we're looking at a sales funnel for our business, we have to keep our customers in mind in terms of, okay, how do we build a process in which we are building a relationship, and how do we go about building a relationship? So the way we go about building a solid relationship with our market is by focusing on having a conversation, right? Having a conversation with your market by truly understanding what their problem is and how you can best solve that problem for them, right? We have to understand that problem, but we need to have a conversation. It's kind of like when you're networking and you're going to a networking event, everyone's passing around their business cards, right? And it's like, hey, listen, my name is Oscar Garcia and I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this. And you're like, dude, calm down, man. I'm just like, how are you? How's your day first? Like there has to be some kind of warm up before I feel comfortable talking shop with you. And so you don't want to be that brand, that business where all your advertising and all you're promoting is just your features, right? Like, I'm a gym. I have state-of-the-art equipment. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. When in reality, the people are like, hey, how are you going to be protecting me in Corona time? Are you cleaning your equipment? How are you going to decrease the resistance in terms of me stepping through and crossing that threshold, right? So there's a lot that goes into it in terms of truly understanding what your customer wants. It's less about your business. It's more about what they want, what you can do for them. And that's a very deep conversation to have, because most people will tell you what they want at a very surface level. But when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your offers, when it comes to building a true relationship, you have to go deeper than surface level. You have to have those tough conversations. And so you have to be in a position where you have to be patient enough to have that conversation with your market. So you might be saying, all right, Oscar, that all sounds great, but how do I do that and also have a profitable business at the side? And so yesterday's podcast, we talked about having a profitable funnel. And so you still need to have a sales funnel, but the psychology in which you approach that sales funnel is what's going to make all the difference. If you go into it thinking, you know what, I only want revenue, you can sacrifice lifetime value of customer. Okay? Because what's going to end up happening is that your customer is going to go somewhere where they feel, essentially safer. Okay. So that's why you want to think about building a relationship. So you want to have a funnel in which you are generating customers and that offer is able to pay for your ads and any other kind of traffic that you're doing. But at the same time, be patient, restrain yourself enough to understand that there's going to be a bigger sale that you can make down the road. Dan Kennedy's, a marketer that I have always followed, always said, a customer is a customer is a customer, right? And really, in reality, only about 33% of people are ready to buy right now. I personally think that number is a little too high. But then again, that means that 66% of people will buy from you down the road. And they're going to buy from people that they feel confident doing business with, right? And what builds confidence? Having a solid relationship, having those conversations, right? So on top of having a sales funnel, building that relationship, you also want to make sure that you're understanding your customer in terms of what they are doing and what they are not doing. You see, old school marketing, you're just kind of wishing you knew what people were doing. Now, in today's world, in 2020, small businesses have the ability to essentially see what their customers are doing and what they're not doing and create a profile based on the way they engage with your business. And that is super powerful. You want to personalize your marketing. You want to understand how your consumer is moving through your offers, right? Did they sign up for the webinar, right? It should no longer be a question of if they signed up. You should know, yes, they did. No, they didn't, right? So we want to have that level of detail and understanding who our customer is and how they interact with their business. So that way we can match it with how we want to talk to them. Okay, hey, listen, I noticed you didn't sign up for the webinar. I know you didn't purchase this product. So I'm wondering, how can I best serve you? Okay. And just asking that question is going to allow them to give you the answer that you need in order to continue the business conversation, right? To make another offer, to make another sale, right? But at this point, it's no longer about generating sales. Great marketing, right? Great marketing makes sales unnecessary. Okay. Now, the idea of sales in terms of I got to go out there and sell this person. Great marketing removes that pressure away. Okay. Because at that point, when you have great marketing, you should just be taking orders at that point. It's not about generating a sale anymore. And again, it's again, building that relationship, following up with that prospect, having that conversation and truly getting to know what their problem is. It's not about high pressure sales. When you feel like you are being salesy, it's probably because you're being salesy. And no one likes to have that feeling. No one likes to be under high pressure sales situation. No one likes to be put under, hey, listen, you know what? You better get this right now or you're going to run out, right? You only have 15 minutes to take this offer down. No one likes to have that because they feel like they're being rushed. And when they're being rushed, they make an insecure decision. Now, don't get me wrong. Scarcity does work, but you have to understand when to apply the pressure and when not to. And a lot of the times when we're building these sales funnels, it's that cold traffic, meaning people we've never engaged with, never interacted with. Okay, so just imagine yourself going on a date with somebody. Are you going to put a lot of pressure on this person the first date? Unless you're a creeper, you're probably not going to be doing that. Okay, so that's the idea that I'm getting at, is that I see a lot of businesses online kind of treating their customers in a sense where they are creeping on them. Right, they're putting a lot of high pressure. They're asking for a lot of information too soon. They're asking for a lot of stuff. Even their offers are a lot of stuff way too soon. When in reality, you should be taking an approach of terms of, okay, you know what? Here's who I am, but more importantly, what can I do for you? Are you someone who suffers from this and is looking to do X, Y, and Z? If so, I'm the one for you because of X, Y, and Z, and I can help you. And if you're interested, here's where you can go to get started. Boom, get started. All right, well, welcome, right? And you continue on that conversation. But first and foremost, it's not about instant revenue. Okay, revenue will come. Lifetime value comes when you put in the work to build a relationship from the beginning. Okay, so keep that in mind as you move forward with your business and as you apply this to your sales funnels. Always focus on building the relationship first. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, right? But anything that's worth anything is going to take time and effort. So go ahead, focus on that, and you'll be rest assured that your business will have a lot of success in the long run. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I'll see you all next week.